Welcome to the channel. Hope everybody's good today. Today I'm on a 2017 Jeep Renegade 2.4 liter. We are getting ready to change the throttle body. So let's get to it. Getting ready to pop up our engine cover. So let's pop it up. And just kind of be gentle. This one's a little tight. And let's check and see what's going down. I do believe we might have a screw, so this is my first time working on one of these as far as having to change the throttle body, but I do believe we have a screw over here. Yes, and we have a 10. All right, so we're going to squeeze these two together like this, and then we're going to pop this off. Okay, squeeze them together and pull it. So let me do that. Got to set back up to do so. Let's come over on this side. Over here, we're going to have to disconnect our sensor here. Okay, squeeze and pull, and our throttle body is way under there. So let me get this up with this 10 over here. I'll set back up. All right, so we got our 10 and the extension. Let's get this on here. Let's break it free. Not sure if it comes all the way out, but yes, it does. All right, let's go ahead and finish popping this engine cover off so we can get started. All right. Got him out the way. All right, now we can come over and follow around. Let's squeeze these and pull it out just in case we have to lift this up. Not quite sure, but we're about to find out. I do not like these new clamps they have. I'm looking at another one right here. Yeah, those fail. Rather have something else, but it is what it is. All right, let's come over on this side and let's get in here and take a peek so we can see the throttle body. Engine sits so far back. All right, so we got wiggle room. You want to check for wiggle room. All right, let's scan around, see what we might need to break free. And looks like we have a screw down in here. And it is a, let's double check. All right, looks like a 8mm. I'll verify in a minute, but I want to show you guys. So here's your throttle body. This dude right here. Okay, so you're gonna look over here, and instead of it being a Phillips type, well, a flathead, you only can use a 8 right there. So that's gonna be where we have to take this out so we can lift this up and move it out the way. So just wanted to show that because you're not gonna be able to see me do it. All right, set back up. All right, so we're gonna disconnect our hose here from this plastic piece right here. You're just gonna squeeze this forward and pull it back like that. This comes out, and we'll have more room to the throttle body. And we also have a pin right here that we can push in to move this out the way. You may or may not have to, but let's move this over here. I think I'm going to disconnect this so I don't crack anything. So let me get something for that. All right, so let's pop this up. Might be able to use a flathead as well. And let me try the flathead. All right, before I do that, let me check and see if it's a squeeze. Yes, feels like it's a squeeze and pull. Man, looks like it's moving. Okay, so let me squeeze and pull that off. My hand ain't working right now. There we go. All right. And the reason why I'm removing this because this is plastic. It's not flexible. You got a little movement of motion, but not really. All right, so now I can see that throttle body screws down in there. So we can take our breather off. All right. And let's get in there a little closer and see if this 8 will fit. If I can get it on good. Be shrinking my socket, so let's do that, see if that helps out. All right, right, let's switch. Got the short dude. Let's get in there. Yep, so I'm gonna have to squeeze and push that back in. Let me show you what I'm saying. All right, so that black clip right here, I have to squeeze that in. That one right there, I'm about to squeeze it and pull it in for this plastic hose. All right. Yeah, so very tight spot. So might have to do a pull and pry. Let's see if I can squeeze the top one and tilt it first, or squeeze them both at the same time. All right, can't get it quite yet. Let me work it out. All right, so I was able to squeeze that and pull that back. So now this is very loose, which is great. This is loose. Let's tuck this out the way for now. So to stay out the way, and just remember to scan around before you go back in for all your connectors and everything. All right, so the throttle body, let's disconnect the plug, slide our plastic sleeve forward, and let's squeeze and pull it out. And you might have to assist it with your hand or something. Let's do that right quick. There we go. Pull that on out the way. I'm gonna tuck this over here for the moment. And now we have real good access to that screw right there. So let's just come up real quick. Real good access to that screw right now. So, yep, that dude right there. So let's go ahead and back it up. And let's get the 8. Double verify that it is the 8. It's always good to do that. Right. I usually take my socket off and put it on there. And feels like an 8. All right, so let me proceed on backing it up, and then I'm gonna pop it up and out here in a brief moment. My long 8 just in case I need to switch over. All right, so my apologies. After double verification, it is a 7 millimeter. So let's go ahead and back it up now. Got plenty of room. So let's get our 6 point on there. Good. There we go. All right, got that loose. And let's see if we can pop it up now. Not quite yet. Let's loosen it some more. All right, hopefully that's good enough. Give it some wiggles, pop it up. Okay, so from here, yeah, we're gonna have to remove this dude over here just to have some extra room. Might have some play room, but I'm gonna remove this, looks like a 10 here as well. So let's go ahead and remove that. Give it some more space. All right, got that one out. And let's see how much play room we have now. This is flexible enough. Just pop out the way. And it looks like we're good. All right, so we got plenty of flex here. So let's see if we can move it over some more. I'm probably gonna put a bungee or something on it just to kind of hold it back for me. All right, so back in here, looks like we have a bracket. So let's go up to the throttle body real quick. Let me get something to have this out the way. All right, so this is very flexible now. So I got my bungee. I'm just gonna bend it over so light. I'm just gonna hook it around my hood rod. So now we got access to the throttle body. All right, so these look like a T30. So it's two T30s. One there, one over there. And we got this bracket, looks like a 10, and then we also have a 10 right here. And we should be able to wiggle this dude up and out without any problems. All right, so let's start the process. Just grab our 10, get in there, and I'm about to switch ratchets, so give me a sec. All right, so that is a T30, and those are the 10 millis. So I got me a long extension, well, 3-inch extension, and a 3-inch socket, so I can get in here and still be able to get some clearance. So let's go over here. Let's get this dude to break free. Let's get everybody broken free. But yeah, we're getting the code for the throttle body, and after double verification, excuse me, I had already read the OBD2. They took it somewhere as well, came back throttle body again. So yep, so now let's switch over to the T30 so we can get this dude on out. Might need a little bit of longer extension to get those out just because of where we are. So let me get a 6. Got our 6. Set this dude over there. Let's break this one free. And just kind of tease at it. And you want to make sure you got the right one, because you will strip it out and you'll be having some issues where you might have to have it drilled out and all other kind of crap. So you don't want to do that. Just take your time. You know you're gonna get done. All right, so let's check and see if we got any more wiggle room. And we have minimum wiggle room. Quite a bit of zip ties on this one. Somebody zip tied this guy all the way up. All right, so if I have to cut any of these, I will, and we'll work from there. But hopefully I can just pull it to the side a little more. And I see it now. Let's get it on there. And you're probably gonna want a magnet just in case, so you don't drop this dude. All right, so we got everybody loose. Let's go ahead and separate this. I'm gonna get my magnet so I can work this out. Just in case it falls the screw, I can catch it. So let's back it on out now. It's still too tight. Not too tight. All right. Just gotta take my time. Just bumping up against the wires right here a little bit. And we're about there. I can spin it with my fingers now. And I'm not sure if these screws, they look kind of like they're aluminum, but they're not. All right, so let me get back on this side with the magnet and just get it close. Just work it out. Okay, got it loose. Okay, got a smaller magnet. You may not have all these magnets, but you gotta do what you gotta do. You might have to get some just because it's in a tight spot. And this wire harness probably moves. Might have to move it. And that's one. So these two T30s, they go in the front. Let's go ahead and get this bolt broke free back here. Let's take it out on this side, and that's the one that's connected to the bracket. And we gotta probably follow where this bracket goes, because it's gotta be moved to get this out. All right, so let's see where that bracket is. It's a bolt down in here that connects to that bracket. It's gonna be kind of hard to get to. You're gonna probably have to work blind, but it looks like a 13. So let me show you that as well. Let's come on over here. All right, okay, so there's the bracket, and that bolt right there looks like a 13. So I'm gonna get a 13. Try to go with a long 13. This is a flexible hose, so you should be able to get in there okay. So let me get that out. Not gonna do that on camera. It's gonna take some time. All right, so after you get that bolt and that bracket out, you still have a 10 stud. You gotta remove your stud, so remember that. Got this dude and we got this dude right there. So let me remove all those real fast. Just wanted to show that stud. Just wanted to add, after I got those broken free, I'm using a 3-inch socket, 3-inch extension, and a stubby. That way I can reach around down in here a lot easier. I figured I'd show that. Right, so let's spin this dude out. Should be about ready. Sometimes you might have to use your socket still. And it looks like I may. Alright, let's get him. Alright. And these are all coarse threaded. So this one goes up there. Let's see if we loose over here. Yes, we are. Alright, so now that we're loose, we got that one out as well. Should be able to wiggle this, pop it on up and out, unless it has some hoses or something connected to it. So let's verify before we pull. And let's scan around. And what else we have over here? Clamp that connects to this hose right here is just a stabilizer. I'll show you in a second where we at. Okay. So I'm gonna get this dude out right over here. This dude right here is connected right here, so it still has one of those little push-in sleeve things right there, and then this should break free and should be able to pull the throttle body out. Okay. All right. So when doing so, you can either pop this out or you can open this dude up. So it's gonna be in there like that, just gonna pry out. It's gonna snap in just like that. Okay, so I'm about to put this back on the new one, unless it already comes with one. And if not, I might have to remove this bracket and switch it over to the new throttle body. All right, so let's grab it and match it up. O-ring looks good, but if it comes with a new one, go ahead and change it. So let me set up over at the bench. All right, so I started to go over to the bench, but we're good right here. I am gonna have to remove this bracket so we can put this clamp back on. But let's match up everything. Everything looks good. You're gonna have to do a throttle body relearn. I do believe so, just because the vehicle's year and it has a computer, and the computer controls the throttle body. And I'm not sure if there's a manual way, but if you have a scanner, you will have to do that. So let's go ahead and break this off. This looks like a 7 as well. So let's go ahead and set it up on the new throttle body. And that one's an 8. And let's see if I still got my 8 on me. I believe so. All right. Unless that's a 7 as well. Thought I switched, but all good. Nope, it's 2 7s. Give me a sec. All right, let's get this bracket on off. 8. So always look at your parts. You don't have to have this bracket. It's there for a reason to keep these hoses and stuff out the way. So we're gonna put it on the new one. Make sure we don't lose our screw. Great. Pin in. And let's put the new dude on. Nope, take it back. Flip it. There we go. Make sure I'm not cross-threading, so I'm gonna hand tighten it first. And we're there. Let's go ahead and finish tightening it on down. And crank it. There we go. All right, so that's set up. Let's see if it came with a new O-ring, but always match your parts. Well, a new gasket. Let me see if it came with one or not. All right, so this throttle body was ordered off of Amazon. So hopefully it's okay. Shouldn't have any issues, but let's go ahead and mount it up. You have a nipple right here that you're gonna have to line up on your intake right there. Okay, so let's work this back in as gentle as possible. All right, I'm gonna need 2 hands, so let me do that. All right, so I got that lined up pretty good. So I'm gonna start putting my screws in by hand, and then I'm gonna start tightening this on down. Then I'm gonna put my clamp back over here on this dude right here. This little nipple spot right here. It's loose, so you gotta put this back on there. That's why the bracket's there. So let me get all those in. All right, so what I usually do, I get everything started. After I get everything started, I just make sure I get all my screws in. And they're in their grooves. And then when you tighten this down, you want to go in a hex pattern. So you don't want to just go around in a circle, you want to go in an X. Okay, so let's get the other socket. I'm gonna tighten these on down now. I just wanted to add that. So let's get back in it. All right, so all those are in there, they're tight. And it's time to put the bracket back on. This dude's gonna be a little hard. I'm just gonna slide it over this first, just to hold it and just make sure I don't lose my nut. Just gonna do that right there. Then I'm gonna have to jump up in here. This is what this is for, my ribs. But I have to jump up in here and angle this 13 back up in here to where this bracket goes, right in there. So you're not gonna be able to see me do that, but I'm about to do that, and then I'm gonna start putting everything back. All right, so make life easier to do that bracket. Use a 12-point socket because it's a blind spot. It's gonna be hard for you to work your 6, and get you a wobble head, 3-inch, and that way you can separate it a little bit and work it on there. So that's what I'm about to use, and hopefully I don't have to disconnect the wobble head a little bit, but let me get it in there. All right, so I had to get my headband light so I can see. Okay, so we're in here. We're gonna rotate this back this way, get this dude back in there. Right there, snap him in. Snap this back in. Up here. Okay, those are connected. Everything's good back in there. All right, let's go ahead and connect our throttle body. And pull our sleeve forward and lock it. All right, this is to the intake right there, the sensor. So let's go ahead and start putting everything back. Let's connect this back. There we go. Got it to pop, and just start scanning around for everything. This is gonna come out. Let's bring it back around where it was. This is gonna be up top. There we go. Okay, so everything looks accounted for. So after you do this, just scan around, make sure everybody's good. If yours pops off of your intake right here, you can pop this back on right here on the side. It snaps back on, and I will pop this in a minute. So let me go ahead and swing this back, and that way we can clear the code and start the vehicle. So yeah, let me just set up over here. But yeah, I don't mind doing full videos. It's a little tedious, and for those who don't know or new to cars and you think you can tackle this job, then yeah, I try to make the long videos to show every little possible thing. Yeah, so got that back. Everybody, I'm just scanning around. You always scan your work. Okay, everybody's looking good. Okay, so we got our connector. Let's go ahead and get this off. And swing it on back around. And let's work it back in. Probably should have did this first, as far as clearing the codes and stuff. Well, not clearing the codes, but as far as might have to remove something over here. But I doubt it. Let's just wiggle it in. And let's see what came off. And just be kind of careful so you don't drop anything into your throttle body. May have been some debris or something. Let me check around real quick. Give me a second. Gotta make sure I didn't make a mistake. Okay, so all I did was knock this off. So I'm gonna attach this now so I don't do it again. I didn't have it all the way snapped in. There we go. Now it rotates. This is loose. Okay. Always scan around. You see something, scan around. Now let's get this over. And let's work it in. All right, up and over. Let's work our throttle body on. There we go. It's all the way on. All right. Get Give me a couple of minutes because I gotta get that 7 in, and it's gonna be tight. After you get your 7 in, let's go ahead and get these 10s in over here. Got your 1 here. And you might have to line it up a little bit. Let's see where we are. And let's get some threads. Alright, there we go. That one started. And we got the other one that we got for our cover when we put our cover back on. But that'll be pretty much the procedure. So let me get that in there. I'll connect this in a minute. Let me get my hand in there, get that in. And yeah, we're just about done. Don't have to be super tight. This is ready for 35 foot-pounds, but just give it a little crank. All right, that's in there. Let's go ahead and connect this back. Just snaps in. We'll connect this back in a second, but let me get the breather tight and so we can start it. All right, throttle body's tight. Let's go ahead and connect our connector. Let's connect this too. Spin it up this way. And get it in the hose. Try not to pry it too far because, yeah, these things are plastic and they like to snap. But just remember to put this back in when you're doing yours. You don't have to have it, but if yours breaks, don't worry about it. All right, there we go. Let's get the snap over, clamp there. Well, I'll snap that in a second if I can't get it now. Might have to just jump up in there. All right, jump up in there, snap that in. Last part. All right, so before I put the cover back on, I'm gonna clear the codes and start the vehicle. Well, clear the codes, do a throttle body relearn, then start the vehicle. So let me do that and I'll return when it's time to start it. All right, so you're gonna need a scan tool, something like this. Okay, I already did the throttle body relearn. So this is one of those type of scanners. This one specifically by Autel. This is the, I think it's the 900 BT Bluetooth. So that way you don't have any cables or anything, but let's start the vehicle. All right, everything's out the way. So the codes are clear, engine sounding nice, normal, but yeah, you're gonna definitely have to do that or relearn your throttle body. It's a nice procedure. It usually takes about 5 to 10 minutes and your vehicle will be running back to normal. So let me go ahead and finish this up. Thanks for watching the channel. Live life, love it. Always remember, lessen the enemy on these things, and that's one of the things that causes us to work so hard. So to the next video, guys, I am out of here.